Leaders of designated sanctuary cities across the U.S. are vowing to push back on President-elect Trump's mass deportation plans. Some strong words from Chicago's mayor calling Trump a threat to, quote, everything sensible.
The incoming administration is not just a threat to Chicago, but a threat to what is sensible about this country. And as mayor of the city of Chicago, we're not going to bend or break or cower to someone's threat. We're going to stand up and unite around our shared values, and they have my assurance that I'm going to protect the families of this city.
Well, since late 2022, more than 51,000 migrants have come to Chicago, and the city has spent more than $574 million to house, feed, and care for them. And this comes as Los Angeles voted unanimously this week on an ordinance barring city resources from helping federal immigration enforcement. California has an estimated nearly 2 million undocumented migrants, with nearly 1 million of them living in Los Angeles. But for more on Chicago, I'd like to welcome an anchor and investigative reporter, Ben Bradley, from our Chicago affiliate, WGN. Ben, great to see you. First, just how much power does Chicago's mayor really have against a potential federal standoff?
Well, he can order the city's police department not to cooperate with federal immigration agents. That is essentially what's already happened. But what a lot of people don't realize is it's actually a 2017 law signed by Illinois' then Republican governor that prohibits police from cooperating with immigration authorities, except in cases where there's a judicial order in place to detain somebody. The reality of how it works in cities like Chicago and suburbs that I've checked with is that, you know, the agents or the local police are not calling ICE and saying, hey, we have somebody here who we think is an illegal immigrant, want to come pick them up. But when that person is taken into custody, they're fingerprinted. And if they're in the ICE system, that will set off a flag saying maybe ICE wants to interact with them. In some cases, if that person is going to be released after posting bond or awaiting trial, ICE agents can meet them outside of the jail that they're being released from. But that's a slow process, Nichole. That's literally one person at a time. One person at a time.
Well, then let's talk about the money, because everything always comes down to the money. We know that the city of Chicago is facing a massive deficit. There is this potential threat of federal funding being cut off if cities do not cooperate. Has Mayor Johnson addressed that at all?
Well, he and Governor Pritzker, both Democrats, have said they will stand up for their citizens and protect immigrants who live in the city and state. They haven't outlined how they plan to do it, other than to say that local law enforcement won't cooperate. In terms of the federal spigot of money, yeah, that's an easy thing for the Trump administration to turn off. Think of all of the programs, from law enforcement to education to road construction, that the federal government controls and can send to individual cities or states. But keep in mind, we've seen this movie before, Nichole. In his first term, President Trump threatened to turn off the spigot of federal money to sanctuary cities. You could argue we didn't get as much money as we used to have, but there was not an outright, you're cut off if you don't do this.
All right, so yeah, I keep saying it, but we will certainly see what happens. Anchor, investigative reporter from WGN, Ben Bradley, thank you so much for your time.
Always good to be with you, Nichole.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.